Hi guys, it's me, Bev Allen, world famous life coach. Have you ever wondered how you can change your life? Well, wonder no more. Each week, I'm going to have real life problems from real life losers, and I'm going to help them. Welcome to my podcast. Well, welcome to another episode of the podcast. Now, I'm joined by what sounds like a washing machine taking off in the background. I'm actually joined by a lovely young man. Now, I won't mention any names, so I'll leave it up to you, caller, to tell me either your real name or, you call yourself what you'd like. But welcome.
Hi Bev, it's John.
Oh, John, hi. Now,
yeah.
Is that your real name or is it not?
Do you know, it's a bit of an embarrassing problem, so it's not my real name.
Right, totally understood, my darling. Yeah. Now, John. Oh, what is it going on to top speed?
It's gone on to a spin.
We've all had a spin at some point, haven't we? It's been a difficult few months, hasn't it? Now, you wrote to me, didn't you, John? And you told me that you'd been struggling, hadn't you? Could you tell us a little bit more about what's been happening with you?
I have a fungal nail infection. I must have picked it up from the gym, but once you've got the thing, it's just a real bastard to get rid of. I've tried the over-counter stuff, and you have to go onto this really harsh medication.
So you've had fungal nails then, basically?
Yeah, one big one and then two smaller ones, yeah.
Now, so whereabouts? Are we talking fingernails, toenails? What are we talking about here?
Toenails.
Oh, does it look pretty disgusting, does it?
It looks terrible, it's yellow and cracked.
Oh my goodness me. Oh, nobody wants that, do they? I mean, most people, if they don't know about it, they probably just think, well, what's your problem? Just put a bit of cream on and it'll go. But what you're telling me is that it's not that easy, is it?
In 2018, first noticed it, a bit like you said, I just figured, I'll just buy something at Boots, and bought something at the pharmacy.
Right.
And hoping it would work. I'd seen it on TV.
And let's face it, if it's on the telly, we tend to think that it's going to be, right, and it'll work, don't we?
So I used that, and I was using it for quite a long time. I eventually went to the doctor and they prescribed this medication.
Do you inject it? I don't know. What do you do with it, my dear?
It's an oral tablet, like a very powerful antibiotic, digested by the liver. So because of that, you have to have a liver blood screening to check that your liver is coping with it okay.
Right, so it's pretty powerful then by the sounds of it.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Can cause liver damage and death.
So you're actually risking death on a daily basis by taking this tablet?
That's right, yeah. This was all during lockdown, so it's virtual consultation.
Did you have to get your trotter up to the camera and show them your feet? That couldn't have been a pretty sight, on the other end of that camera.
What he didn't do is tell me to take a blood test before I started the medication. Dr. Incompetent, we can call him.
Well, great name, yeah. Dr. Incompetent indeed, yeah.
Got the text saying your blood test results have been received and we need to discuss them further. Had my appointment at 10 at night on a Friday.
10 at night on a Friday? Who does that? I would have been in bed.
Do all our appointments pretty much. It's a real doctor. I mean, she was Northern, but I think she's a real doctor.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, yeah. Cheeky monkey John.
So I had this 10 p.m. appointment and this very severe looking blonde doctor.
There's a lot of noise in the background there. Are you in a laundrette, John?
It's my mum, she's doing the wash.
Oh, do you live at your mum's, John?
For the moment I am. Renovations
bless
on my
you.
house. Yeah.
Well, that's what they all say.
And then she said, well, all of your liver results were fine, apart from one. And then she's like, your bilirubin, which is this yellow substance.
She called you bilirubin? Was that your name?
No, bilirubin is a substance in your blood.
I thought it was a bilirubin, right?
No, yellow substance, which your liver normally breaks down.
Yeah.
And then it comes out in your wee and your poop. When your liver doesn't break it down properly, that's when your poop can go yellow.
Oh, gosh, right, yeah, a bit of too much information, my darling, yeah. All this just because of a manky nail.
And it can also make people go jaundiced. Yellow skin,
That's
yellow
when they go
eyes,
yellow, yeah.
like Pamela Anderson.
Would you say she was yellow?
She was.
Pamela?
She had a liver problem, yeah.
She did. You know, you're right. I thought you meant because of a fake tan, but then it's not fake because she lives in America, so it's probably a real tan.
Yeah, so the doctor said it's your bilirubin. And then she said a normal healthy person, it should be below 20, but really ideally below 18.
Right.
And then she took a pause and inhale.
No.
And then she looked back at the camera and she said, and yours was 33, which is quite high. And then I went into panic. I was like, what's happening?
Darling, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
cold sweats. Yeah. And then she was like, have a lovely weekend.
Bet you were straight on to Dr. Google, weren't you?
Absolutely. Dr. Google had 6 diagnoses: cirrhosis of the liver disease, cancer, or this thing called Gilbert's syndrome,
Right.
which is a syndrome that affects 1 in 20 people. But obviously, you know, when you're panicked, you think it's not going to be the least worst option. You think
No, it's going to be the
one of
worst.
bad ones.
You thought cirrhosis of the liver, didn't you? Now, at this time, did you have support?
I'm married, but he doesn't panic about anything, so he couldn't really
Pretty
relate
laid
or
back, is
understand.
he? Yeah.
I wouldn't say laid back.
No, right.
No,
okay.
that's not a characteristic I think many would ascribe to him.
Right. So he was just matter of fact, just get on with it, you're fine. Not very supportive then, John.
Not supportive,
And I
no.
would suggest potentially there's, you know, that's an area you need to look at as well in the future that you can always talk to me about, darling, of course. Did you know how to deal with the physical symptoms that came with the panic and the anxiety that I'm sure you were going through at this stage?
Well, not really.
I tell you, I would have been having kittens with you. I absolutely couldn't have coped with that.
Wow, I had another doctor's appointment. I had a lovely doctor this time. She told me it was 55. Then she told me to retest it again in 2 weeks and
Yeah.
to do a full liver screen. And that's the problem with all of these things. You have to leave it 2 weeks, in which time you have anxiety. During this time, my poop went yellow.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, you probably thought you were dying, quite frankly, didn't you? I'm not sure we want to talk about that, do we, darling? I know we have to, but it's a bit grim. So what did you do when that happened? I bet you just, I mean, my God, how did you handle all of that? Because that would have just freaked me the heck out, I tell you. We tend to look at Google, don't we? And we think, well, what's this and what's that? You, as you say, you just automatically go for the worst case scenario. That's what we do as humans, don't we? We just think, that's it, I'm dying, there is no hope for me. But you'd started down that route. Now tell me, John, were you taking the tablets all this time, or did you stop taking these tablets?
I stopped those immediately after the first blood
Right.
test. Stopped sleeping properly.
Oh, yeah.
Became terribly anxious.
Oh,
It all
microwave
started
going?
No, it's my mum. She's just using the phone in the background.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was checking a number on the phone.
Yeah. So where were we? So, so obviously you would have thought, that's it, more and more symptoms, I am clearly dying.
I began meditating and listening to the Calm app.
But sometimes it is so difficult to switch off that mind of yours because it's racing, isn't it? And you've got all these thoughts going around in your head. I mean, for me, I would have just been drinking all the time, I have to say. So what happened next? What was the next stage with the doctors, John?
Well, so I had full liver screening,
Yeah.
which I had to wait for the result where they tested.
Which would have
you
been
know,
nerve-wracking in itself, I'm sure.
Oh
My God, the dogs are off. Oh dear.
Bitches. All
The
of them.
bitches. Aren't they all?
Yeah. And they love barking at people. So that's why you can hear them, you know. And
So you had a full... Oh,
it's pandemonium here.
Greg, sorry. Are the sound levels all right still? Yeah? Not killing your ears? No, it's all right. Greg can handle it. It's all right. Oh, my God. Have the dogs calmed down? Have they had a little treat, a little biscuit? And has the workman left, or is he still in your house?
They're next door, so it's not in this house.
Right. And has the washing machine stopped?
The washing machine stopped.
My God, all this over a manky toenail. I can't believe it, honestly.
I know.
Yeah?
A lot of rigmarole.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't sound like a good time for you at all, John.
it was a vicious circle.
So more toilet issues, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor mother. Was she cleaning that loo out for you?
Oh, she was. And that lasted for a few months.
John, my darling, we don't really have much time left of this session. It's been fascinating. Tell us, what happened? What was the outcome? Are you okay today? And have you still got manky toes?
Almost better. I'm now back on the medication. Not before I had to do an ultrasound.
What, of your toes?
Of my abdomen.
Oh, sorry, I thought they did an ultrasound. What? Are you all right? Are you okay, darling? Did you fall?
No, I had a small fall,
Oh,
but I'm
you've got
all
me.
fine.
You've got me worried. Oh, I can hear growling as well. Is that one of your dogs?
It's one of my bitches. She's just by the.
She's not happy, is she?
She's
She
not
says,
happy.
"Daddy, get off that coal. I want some treats." Oh, you've had your dogs at least, even if you've had nobody else.
They don't call them man's best friend for nothing.
No.
So yeah.
So you had an ultrasound of all your bits.
It came out fine.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank goodness. They believe I have Gilbert syndrome. That's
Gilbert,
right.
that's a posh way of putting it, isn't it? My
It is.
goodness. I just call him Gilbert, quite frankly.
Um,
Gilbert and Billy.
Gilbert and Billy, they've been my best friends over the
Sounds
last
like a
year.
musical duo, doesn't it?
It does.
And what about the yellow slushy business? How's that
That
going?
stopped. That stopped.
Oh,
It's gone
thank
back.
goodness, your poor mother. At least she doesn't have to clean that out anymore,
Yeah.
does she? Well, John, I have to say this has been absolutely fascinating and, quite frankly, a positive outcome.
We didn't even touch on my CBT. It's
What's
all
that?
helped.
Sorry, CBT. Is that oil that people are smoking these days? CBT?
It's cognitive behavioural therapy.
I just thought you were talking about that oil, that marijuana oil that people keep taking at the moment. It's very trendy, isn't it? CBT, or is it D? I don't know. CBD, I think, yeah.
D, not T, yeah. The doctor suggested it.
Okay, so they're good for something sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and my mum had it before, and I sought her advice on it, and
yeah.
she reassuringly said to me, that didn't help me much.
Not as positive as it could have been. But
as
nevertheless, you
positive.
decided to ignore your mother's advice and you just went for it.
I did, and I had this nice little Welshman.
Well, everybody needs a nice little Welshman in their life, don't they?
Exactly, they're also chirpy.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to say, all's well that ends well. I am so happy that you are feeling in such a positive space these days. And I have to say, I'm in awe of people that can just freely come on my podcast and talk about their issues so openly. Been an absolute delight. Now, is there anything that you would like to say to my listeners? Any piece of advice?
Book an appointment with your doctor and have them put you on some harsh medication. That's it.
Is your dog falling asleep?
She's having a little snore just next to me. No comment on your podcast.
No. None taken. None taken, yeah. All right, well, John, thank you so much. Say hi to your mum, say bye to your mum, and thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Bev.